Hey, your New Year's resolution. We didn't talk about that. Anybody have anybody have one this year?
I don't do them.
Mine, I normally don't do it either. My big thing is like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be a lifestyle change. It's not just a year change.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Just be healthier. Be healthier. Do some different stuff. I do like a fast. So I do that. I'm gonna change that a little bit, and then I'm going to try to eat healthier. And that's the plan this year.
Good about you.
Drink more Coors Light.
Wash it down with 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers.
Well, yes and no at the same time. Like, obviously, you gotta try and be healthier. But like,
What about you?
the amount of tournaments I'm gonna go to this summer.
But I don't do resolutions.
What do you want to make yourself? Why can't I figure you out?
What are you talking about?
Dylan, you're tricky. I can't get you. To
You trying to point at him?
what are you trying to do? What are you gonna do better this year?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's already
I'm already
perfect, dude. Now that's the kind of self-confidence I'm looking for after this year of eating healthier. I'm already perfect.
Hold on.
Explain myself. You said you cared for me better.
Louisiana, murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you know.
Dude, I can do a backflip.
Everybody get your roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year life.
Welcome back. Turf Talks, episode number 17. We got the boys back in the house here. Bam! As you guys can see here, Trey is missing, unfortunately. He is out sick. He is down bad, as they call it. But we can move on without him for this week, gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Guys, welcome back. Another episode. Man, how are you feeling? Good weekend, everybody. I know right away off the bat, I know what everybody did this weekend. Straight up. I already know what everybody did.
Do you?
I should say at least I know
what you did.
a large majority of what went on this weekend. I think I know what's up. But did anybody do anything outside of what we're going to talk about?
That's about it, brother.
All right, let's just pop it up there. Let's just pop it up there. Congratulations to the new Furmans. Congratulations, everybody. We did participate in one of our
Spence, I heard you're next.
Yes, Spencer. I'm just kidding. But no,
Yeah, well,
we did participate.
that's his year.
It's my year, man. You never know. But no, we did participate in I shouldn't say participate. We went to a wedding of one of our classmates. It was fun. Got to see a lot of old faces there. Some people I haven't even seen since high school, which is kind of cool. But yeah, we all went there. Spencer, you were a bigger part of it than most of us. Good time though, man.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you were more involved with the wedding than we were.
Well, he's saying your girlfriend was in it, so you were a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that was.
It's your girlfriend's brother's wedding.
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay.
literally, yeah. I mean, pretty closely tied to what went on at the wedding. So, just saying. But no, we had a good time this weekend. Obviously, it was the new year. Happy New Year, everybody! Haven't seen you in a year.
2024,
Here it
baby.
is.
And big news.
What do you mean?
Zach's
I saw you
dad
at
is
2
here,
a.m. I
apparently.
definitely saw you before the new year ended.
What's that?
I saw you at 2 a.m. Definitely before, like way after.
Yes, I know. I haven't seen you since what, like 2 a.m. on New Year's Day, I guess technically,
Yeah.
Wyatt. But
We were getting rowdy.
everybody that I haven't seen since then, Happy New Year. Hopefully, this is your year for whatever you want to do. We're going to continue giving you guys some content. Thank you guys all for watching, as always, there too. But yeah. Well, anything else, guys?
Ditched me. You guys ditched me for New Year's.
We didn't, Spencer. We didn't ditch you.
You guys
because-
ditched me.
No. What do you want? What do you expect us to do?
Came around the corner with some drinks for the guys. I turned around, no one's there.
All I know is I went to the
No
bar,
one's there.
call me guilty, and
I
I
go-
got about
I go.
6 glasses of
"Hey, guys, I got
champagne.
some-" Oh,
Yeah.
I did. Hey, I was right there with you. I did have a lot of glasses of champagne.
He said we could only take one, and I just kept saying they were for someone else, and I just
Yep,
grabbed two
you're
more,
right,
stared them
you're
by
right.
me, and
Oh my gosh. You're not wrong though. It was a fun night. Trey came up. He was up in town. We took a
No
took
wonder
a
he's
group
feeling
photo
down
of
bad.
everybody. I know he's down bad. He had a rough weekend. I'm just kidding. But it was good to see Trey is always there too. But yeah. But hey, guess what? Even though it's the new year, football is still the same. Football is still awesome, and we still had some
It's
pretty awesome
happening.
football games to watch this last week. And we can just dive right into it here, guys. Congratulations, the Furmans, once again, with our weekend recap. And we're actually starting on Saturday. Our Saturday game was Cowboys versus Lions. Now, this game, let me tell you, there's a lot of things that I ran into with this game that I was just like, wow, I expected some of it, but at the same time, I didn't. I thought it was a really good game altogether, though, to be honest with you. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. We're talking about two of the top teams in the NFC that are going at it, duking it out. Obviously, Lions are right up there in one of the top seeds, I believe, and we'll get to the playoff picture here in a little bit, too, later in the show, just to kind of preview what that looks like again, because it definitely did change after this last week of football. But guys, what were some of your takeaways from this Dallas game in general? I know there's a controversial ending. We'll talk about it here in a little bit too, but what from the game did you guys like specifically?
Yeah, I mean, to start off, both of these teams, obviously they're already in playoff contention. They're pretty much sold for the playoffs. So this was just a game that we got to see both of these two teams give it their all.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a very well fought team or a well fought game altogether. Both teams have weapons on offense. Both teams can score. Both teams have a pretty good defense too. I mean, there's a lot of good things in both ends of the ball. What would you see?
I mean, I'm credit to it was good defense, but like I felt like a lot of times the Lions defense got a little sloppy in there, allowing Dallas to, I mean, obviously 92-yard plays, like just allowing obviously it comes usually football games come down to 1 or 2 or 3 plays, and those really solidify the how the game is going to go.
Yeah.
And those 1 or 2 or 3 plays, the Lions slipped up and allowed Dallas to just really come back into this game. And obviously penalties too didn't help the Lions' favor. But at the end of the day, Dallas played one hell of a game, managed to just stay headstrong, kept through it, and hey man, got the win.
No, I know. And like thinking about like your big plays, I mean, like look at CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had one of the biggest and best games of his career. I think it was a career high in yards per game, 227 receiving yards itself in one game. Crazy stat to begin with itself. And CeeDee's been going off all year long. I mean, we're talking about one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL right now. It's Dak and CeeDee. Honestly, I don't know how many other quarterbacks are above them as of right now of how well they're performing, to be honest with you. If we really think about it and look into it, who is performing like they are, not many other duos. I mean, maybe if any at this point too. But it was a crazy game. Man, CD had an 80-some yard touchdown too. They kind of broke away. Maybe 90. Was it 92-yard touchdown at the end? I mean, like, gosh, those just kill you as a defense, obviously. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of sloppy plays on that side of things, and you can't let them get over the top of you like that, especially when you're backed up where you were and everything. Can't get beat over the top. But yeah.
It was a dart from Dak, though.
Yeah, I mean, both of these quarterbacks were just slinging it the whole game.
Dak
Like,
Prescott,
you
350
obviously know-
yards passing.
You obviously know they're both going to get their yards. I think a big difference, though, was Jared Goff had 2 interceptions, which were 2 crucial interceptions, which one was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, which is not to character. That's not what Derek Carr. That's not what Jared Goff has been doing his career. To be honest
Don't
with
bring
you,
my fucking team in here.
I'm sorry. Okay, but no, like Jared Goff had like one of the longest streaks without an interception in a while. I mean, that was the beginning of this year. I'm pretty sure is when that was. I think first game of the year, if anything. But like, man, like. He definitely has had kind of an off year when it comes to throwing interceptions. But if anything, Jared Goff has been great this season. And I think he's really allowed himself to have maybe another opportunity to play and compete in Detroit, because I think there's a lot of people who are like, wow, the Detroit Lions got scammed out of Matt Stafford for what the Rams gave him. They gave him Jared Goff. Goff is a bust. He's not going to do anything anymore. Obviously, he had a couple good seasons, but I think if anything, he's proven that he still is a top tier quarterback, and he can.
I mean, there's
ball.
a reason
That's the
why
best
he
way
went
say
to the
it.
Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can't deny the fact that this guy is a Super Bowl quarterback. It's just the fact. Of
Absolutely.
it. But
He
on the
has
other end,
four-
though,
He
Go
has
ahead.
4,000 over 4,000 yards, which is third. He has 28 touchdowns, which is tied for fourth, and then his interceptions is 102nd with 12.
gotcha. So,
Damn.
looking at the stats that truly matter, Jared Goff right now statistically is technically a top 5 quarterback, straight up off of receiving yards, or I should say passing yards and passing touchdowns. He's a top 5 quarterback, which is pretty cool to say that Detroit still has a top 5 quarterback, and they traded Matt Stafford.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I want to talk about the other quarterback though, guys. Dak. We've been talking about Dak. I have probably been on paper saying I am not a Dak Prescott fan. I think Dak is definitely an overrated quarterback. However, I will eat my words on this one because I think Dak is having, his best year ever in the NFL. From a pure consistency standpoint, we're not seeing the games where Dak throws 4 interceptions and looks absolutely terrible. We're not seeing that this year as much as at least as much as we did in previous. He was due for one of those games like every 2 weeks. I swear, like he was due for one of those rough games. This year, he hasn't done it. He's been very consistent, very good, and I think there's a darn good reason why he's up there in the MVP category or candidacy, I should say, as well. I don't know where he's at. I guess odds wise, I know nobody has like the exact list of who it is yet.
I think he's third on the list right now. Still,
Is he third in odds still? I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
Dak Prescott being top 3 in odds to still win MVPs, he might be he might be a finalist for it too. I mean, that's pretty darn impressive in my
'Cause right now it's
opinion.
Lamar, Brock, and then Dak, and then Christian.
Well, and then people forget, Zach, that
I believe Here,
these
I'll double check.
last 2 years that Dak Prescott's been battling injuries. People don't like to talk about that. They just like to talk about his upsetting years that he had. But then this year he hasn't had to really deal with any injuries, and he's showing that he is an MVP caliber quarterback.
Well, not even injuries to himself. That team has been pretty healthy all year. They've had a lot of injuries on their offensive line. They've had one of the best offensive lines for many, many years now. I mean, that's stretching even back to the 90s and everything like that too in previous, to be honest with you. But like Dak Prescott has had a complete and healthy Cowboys team. And I mean, shout out to the Cowboys. They're putting together a pretty good team and a pretty good push that they actually might be able to do something in the playoffs. Now, do I wish that upon the rest of the world to have a Cowboys team actually make the Super Bowl? No, because we're not going to hear the end of it ever. But at the same time, you never know. This is an impressive team. But yeah, anything else guys, on this one before we get to the stuff here?
Sorry, sneak this in real quick. So the MVP odds, according to Fox Sports, Lamar Jackson is minus 10,000. Dak Prescott is plus 1,800. Brock Purdy's plus 2,500. Trevor Lawrence is plus 3,000. Josh Allen's plus 3,000. And Christian McCaffrey's plus 4,000.
Wow, he's really.
And then Tyreek is plus 10,000. So Tyreek kind of fell off.
I feel like it's unanimous.
Like minus 10,000.
Unanimous.
I mean, Lamar's winning
Lamar.
MVP at this point. He's not playing next week. He did everything he needed to do this week.
But I was gonna shout out my boys Carson, Ben, and Dylan. I swear I heard the song "Weed and Boys" about 20 times.
At least on Friday night. No, that was just
they were
Friday
saying
night.
that.
Then
Yeah.
Saturday night they played again at the zoo, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
who's doing this?
Well, they did get the win. They did get the win, but without
Controversial
controversy.
the ending though.
Yes, they did. They did get the win, but it wasn't without controversy. So
Before we talk about the controversial play,
yes,
I think we just need to talk about the whole 3 plays in general. Like, what would you guys do? What did you guys think of it? Like Dan Campbell,
I
3
mean,
times
Spence, what do you think?
for it.
Because I think I know where my head went. What do you think?
About the 3 plays or the ending?
I think just the decision making on those 3 plays.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like you you got to play for the win.
Yep.
You got to do what you got to do, and then
I mean,
something
we
like
do it in Madden all the time. We're going for it,
that. Yeah, you got to. I mean, you ain't Brandon Staley, so you got more odds on your side. So I think you go for it, but just to have the game like a game like that, a fist for fist, blow for blow fight like that, and then it ends like that. It's like what game was that a couple years ago that was like, well, the Saints game against the Rams. That was one, but like a game ends like that.
That was
or
pretty bad.
last year's Super Bowl. It ends like that. Like, how can we let refs determine? I think we said this a couple weeks ago. We can't let a ref decide the game.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what we were talking about. I think maybe with the Chiefs game, I hate when refs just dictate what is going to happen and the outcome of what a game is going to be. I think is a big piece of it.
I also got a question on play calling there though, Zach.
Yeah,
Like
the fact that they tried to run like pretty much a hidden receiver route with a lineman.
That worked. That's not what I'm questioning. Like, obviously that worked, but you can't help that. So on to the next play. I get it. You're going for it on your own 7-yard line. I get it. You want to win the game still. But to throw the pick and then like obviously you get the false start call.
Micah Parsons false started.
Yep. And so, like, at that point, I got to realize, all right, enough bad juju at that point. Enough with this 2-point. Let's go for the tie and win this shit in overtime. You know what I mean? Like, that's where my head went right away. When I see him come out for the 2-point conversion out the 2-yard line, I was like, yeah, Cowboys won this. Like, there is already written. Like, they just weren't meant to get this.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff I really respect, and that's definitely been a bigger thing in recent memory now, at least that I'm used to. If it hit 4th down, you're punting the ball. That's what a lot of the NFL was. I think this year I don't have an exact stat that as the NFL would say, but I honestly have no idea what the percentage is. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are not afraid to go for it now, and I'm talking going for it on their own 45-yard line with 5 yards to go for 4th down.
Yes.
It's like, whoa, like we have not seen this type of NFL
and I completely stand by it. Like, I like that Dan Campbell did that, but like after those 2 plays,
after 2 in a row is the crazy.
That's just like, all right, come on now. Like, I understand why you want to go for it.
Yeah, because
back to the 2-yard line.
When they were going for it the first time, I was like, okay, like I'm down for this. Yeah. And then when they got moved back, it's like kick a field goal here, going overtime.
Yeah. I say just take the easy route and just try to get away from the situation.
Keep going, boys. Give me 1 second.
Okay. What I want to do though, guys, just to give everybody clarity too, just maybe help explain a little bit more what's going on because it is a little bit confusing. We do have a video. We don't show videos often, so I'm excited for this. But it's a quick video, kind of explaining what the heck happened, why it happened this way, and Dan Campbell having his kind of opinion on it. But here we go.
Did Decker report as well? Yeah, the explanation was 70 reported. Did Decker report? Yes.
And do they need to announce that if both players report?
2 people can't report. I don't want to talk about it. All right. I explain everything pregame to a T. Okay, I did that. 70 reported, 58 didn't, or 68 didn't. We threw it to 68. That was the explanation.
Okay. Can you just explain the mentality to go for 2 there at the end? Obviously, you wanted to keep the game in your hand and try to win it.
I told the offense that we were going down 141 left. We're going to go down and score, and then we're going to go for 2 and finish this game out. I told them that, and so that's what we were doing. Did Decker report as well?
Well, hey, credit to Dan Campbell. He said right away, he said he was telling his offense, we're going down there and we're going for it.
We're going for it. We're going to end this game, which I do respect that level of it because as we all know, overtime is kind of a bunch of of shit, to be honest with you, because it all comes down to a coin toss. And obviously you can play defense, you can prevent that from happening. But in a game where, in Dan Campbell's defense, his defense hasn't been playing that great. I mean, they play decent, but the Cowboys have an absolutely insane offense. I don't want don't want to risk the chance that the Cowboys even getting the ball again. Why not just end it right now when we have the ball in our hands and we kind of can dictate it? I actually like that move. And I know it obviously has this side effect to it. If you don't hit that mark, I mean, then you lose the game and it looks like you're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, no, I actually don't mind the risk that he took to get that, because to be honest with you, I think it was the right call. And I probably would have done the same thing too, because I don't want to leave it up to a coin toss to decide if you win the game or not.
It's a confidence booster too.
Yeah, I mean, like, offense, go get it. Go finish this. I have faith that you can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on top of it too. I mean, they damn near completed it too. I mean, they literally lost by just the 2-point conversion alone. Which obviously sucks. And to break it down, they had both players. I think they had both players report or something of the sorts like that.
Yeah,
right?
he said
Players can't report.
Yes,
he
they
said
can't do it.
two players can't report.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said at pregame he went through it.
Yeah. And he was trying to break down the fact that this is who needs to be reporting to be able to, be eligible for that receiver. So like one of the tackles obviously went out to, catch a pass, which nobody's expecting the offensive tackle to go out and catch a pass, but like
Goofy.
Goofy. Great play call in the moment, just bad execution. And the controversy of it is the fact that it happens to the Lions against the Cowboys. It's very much black and white, though. They didn't do what they needed to do. And I think the bottom line of it, when it comes down to it, it was just not a correct, alignment by the Lions to begin with, which is why it happened the way it was. But yeah, anything else, guys, on Lions versus Cowboys? Great game, great
Cowboys.
Yeah, we're gonna see both of these teams in the playoffs, anyways. It's not like this is the last time we're gonna see and talk about these teams.
And it was like you said, it was a great game. Back and forth. There was a lot of back and forth games this week. I can't lie.
Yeah. There was a lot of really good games. I would say that too.
But I mean, this next one we're going to talk about.
I was just gonna say, let's talk about really quick Saints versus Bucks. We obviously have our Saints expert here, Mr. Spencer up here. Spence, what was your take? I know you didn't get a chance to watch a ton of this game. What's your initial takes on the fact that the Saints did get the win here against division rival in the Bucks?
Hey, it's a divisional game. We win divisional games, except against Atlanta. Or hopefully this weekend we can.
Yeah.
And if we do, NFC South leaders, baby. Division leaders. We'll be in the playoffs. So this is.
So they still have a chance to get first place in their division.
We can on.
I'm guessing the Bucks will have to lose
Sunday.
Yep.
No.
Saints have a chance to still get win their division and make the playoffs. Yeah.
So we beat Atlanta.
Yep.
We are number one.
Yeah. Let me just point out something that just blew my mind. Actually, I know Derek Carr. It's his first year with the Saints, but him playing against the Buccaneers, he's had a career completion percentage of 98.2, 924 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 1 interception in 3 games against them. That's actually crazy. And this last week was a great game by him. 24 for 32, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta make you gassed, Spencer.
Dude, can't break 200 yards, but hell yeah, we got the W.
I was gonna say.
Oh, and that's because Kamara was doing his thing too.
Yeah, I think didn't Kamara leave the game with an injury at one point?
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you, Spence, is what do you think about Derek Carr after having him for pretty much a full season now as a Saint, as your quarterback? What's your thoughts on him? Because he's definitely had his ups and downs for sure.
He's also he's been banged up a lot too.
Yeah.
So, like I said to everybody, like even last year before we even did the pod, I thought Derek Carr was a better quarterback than people gave credit for.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's saying like, oh, he hasn't had a playoff win. He hasn't had this. He hasn't had that. I'm like, the dude is a good player. Granted, I didn't watch the Raiders game every single weekend, but
Mhm.
I'm watching the Saints game, and it's like Derek Carr has those spurts of like he's good, and then he has like these little downfalls of like, okay, now we're just fucking ripping it for no reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's tough. Like you want to, and he's old, like older quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 32 years old. When do you say, okay, we need to go new or young? And it's tough, like because he is a dog, and everyone knows that he is a dog. But
Mhm.
I think it's on our bye week earlier this year, he got hurt, and I think he like fractured or something like that his ribs, like 2 ribs in his shoulder. It's like, but how many one more hits can he take and he's just done?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's up in the air. But I think he was a top 10 quarterback in my eyes, and I think he is a top 15 quarterback in the league still. I think he
Mhm.
still has the ceiling for top 15.
He's coming off of a great last year with the Raiders, to be honest with you. I know he wasn't winning the games and they weren't a successful team altogether, but there were some guys on that team offensively that had an incredible year.
Well,
Josh Jacobs had one of his best seasons ever. Devontae Adams had one of his best seasons ever last year too. I mean, like that was all with Derek Carr at the helm of being their conductor and leader and whatever it may be. You know, I mean that can't go unnoticed.
And from my memory, I'm pretty sure like a lot of their games were like 1-score games. Like I think they might have had the most last year 1-score games.
Yeah. So to say that Derek Carr is washed and he's just horrible, I think that's just not
I
accurate.
think the Vikings actually hold that, Dalen.
Maybe
they might have. Yeah, they had a lot of those.
Well, they had a negative differential last year.
But all I'm saying is, yeah, Derek Carr can still help people win games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I just thought about that stat. I was like, I'm pretty sure the Vikings had.
Is there?
Yeah, I remember.
Because it was the same thing this year, but now they're on the opposite end of it. Now they're losing all those close games. But my question to you, and one more question about the Saints in general, Spence. Is it a line issue that the offensive line isn't giving him help? Because you guys definitely have weapons. Don't get me wrong. You have plenty of weapons, I feel like, that are good enough to compete against the other ones.
I think it's the check downs don't help us. And
the first down, check down does not help.
I mean, Kamara made his money off of check downs. Yeah. So, but it can't work all the time. And I think it's more of like offensive call. Like everyone's going to say, oh, the offensive coordinators, fire him, get Matt Canada out of there. But it's like sometimes you do need a little bit of like it only works for so long until it doesn't work anymore. And then people are moving on or catching on to what you're doing. So it's kind of like one of those
offenses take what the defense gives you. That's exactly what I see in this offense.
But we have spurts of like, all right, let's bomb it fucking deep. Like Shaheed, Perry, like even Olave. It's like, all right, let's get a 45-yard gain here, and then let's do 2 runs and a check down. And then we're kicking either 2 of them or kicking a field goal. And then who knows if we're going to make the field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
the biggest takeaway that I took from this game, honestly, was the turnovers. Turnovers by the Saints defense. They had 4.
That's crazy. That's huge.
So your defense was doing their thing.
But the thing is, like we were the number 4 defense, number 5. We were the number 1 defense on passing for a long time, and then we went down to like 3, and then we played the fucking Rams, and we got, you know how that goes. You play the Rams, you're just gonna get bombed on for 200 at least on one player, and then I think we dropped down, but. This really helped our defense. I think it's one of those games where it's like it's a rivalry game, it's a divisional game, it's an almost playoff, like get into playoff game, and it's a huge boost to our defense to say, hey, we can stop these hot Bucks with all this hype behind them. Just shut that shit down right now, and that's like kind of like a pump up thing. I think it helped us going forward.
Yeah, because go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it definitely does for you guys. I mean that's huge. Obviously to be able to take down.
Especially now if they can get this next win.
Yeah,
and may actually win the division.
That's huge. I mean, for you guys, from like even a confidence booster, if you can start picking up some of that stuff now in this part of the season, I mean that's huge.
We just can't lose to the Falcons. I hate losing to the fucking Falcons, dude.
I hate losing the Rams. We did it both times this year, so shout out to us. Should we talk about the Seahawks already, guys? Dalen, I know you want to talk more about your Steelers at this point. Let's dive into the Steelers. By the way, the Saints got the win, just to clarify.
Yeah.
But yes, Steelers versus Seahawks. We had the watch party at my place here. It was fun. I had a good time. Trey and I right away, and then Dalen came and he had to leave, and he came back, and then Wyatt showed up. So we had the whole gang. Spencer came for a little bit too. It was a good time. Lots of yelling both ways, to be honest with you. But I want to ask you first, Dalen, because you guys actually got the win, beat our ass, even though it was a closer game. Obviously,
Yeah,
this
game was back and forth the whole time. They were making field goals, touchdowns, just back and forth.
This was
it wasn't
too.
Gosh,
It wasn't
a physical game.
It was super physical. That's the biggest
Yeah.
point. Is it was super physical.
They were very it got very touchy. Like I would say, like a chippy is the best way to say it. Like there's a lot of like extra pushing going on for some reason in this game. I noticed too. That's just any Seahawks game though, because we have a bunch of assholes playing for us. But at the same time,
and Steelers. That's just. I think
that's who we have. Our
that's just
culture.
their team, their culture. Yeah.
But what I will say, even though it was on paper back and forth game, it definitely didn't feel like that, dude. Watching the game, even watching after like the stats of it, you guys held the ball damn near the entire game. And that was because we were absolutely defenseless against your running backs, and we were absolutely defenseless even against your receivers too. I mean, overall,
15 minutes extra, but yeah, it's a whole quarter.
That's a whole quarter's worth of them holding the ball, and we didn't. That 25% of the game, we didn't even see the ball whatsoever.
Yeah.
But the piece of this, though, thinking about it, is we gave Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, not maybe Jalen Warren, but both of them had one of their best games the entire season. And we can't let that go unnoticed. The fact that we gave two running backs, one for sure that's been struggling all season long to get something going. We made him look like prime Derrick Henry, and that's not okay from a Seahawks perspective. I mean, he had 27 rushes for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris looked good during this game. And I get Trey's been saying this whole time. Najee's actually pretty good. Trey, no, he hasn't been this year, but he looked really good. He looks so much better when he plays against a really, really bad defense that we have too.
There's only one good player on that offense.
George Pickens, you're saying?
7 receptions,
Mason Rudolph.
131 yards.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph had another great game too.
Shut up about the Mason Rudolph.
I don't want to say real and say
I
Mason
don't
Rudolph
either.
is
I
the
don't
answer.
either. I don't either want to gas Mason Rudolph, but he's been our best quarterback. He's only played 2 games.
It's true.
Yeah, that's when it cuts
though-
out. You get 2 games and you're done.
Well, he's playing one more for sure.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no way they don't bench. There's no way they bench him anymore.
Yeah, there's no way they go. Kenny Pickett, you got it. Get in there, Kenny. Go win us the game. It's like,
Come
no,
on,
dude.
Kenny.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not gonna happen. But man, what were some of your takeaways as a Steelers fan? What were you happy to see?
Well, I know me and Trey both, we usually always say, "Oh, our line." But this week they actually stepped up. I mean, for 2 of our running backs, both have at least Jalen Warren had 75 and Najee had 122. Like the line had to have been doing something out there.
Yeah.
So they were finally doing their jobs. And even when Mason Rudolph was back to throw, he wasn't getting pressured like a lot, and the Seahawks defense is so good with their blitzes. So all I'm saying right here is the line stepped up.
Yeah.
Is it the line or is it more of the decision making of I know they're coming at me. Let me get this ball away.
I think
coordinator put it to the coordinator played defense. That's pretty much what he was doing.
I
The
mean,
OC
it
played
came
D.
out like
Honestly,
2.2 seconds less.
I think what it comes back to, though, again, we talked about this last week too, is Mason Rudolph isn't afraid to let that thing fly, which is something that every other quarterback has the issue for in Steelers. You guys, like, they would just rather take the sack than even risk the chance of it being intercepted. Mason Rudolph saying, "Nope, he's down there somewhere. Let me chuck it up." And guess what? George Pickens has been thriving off of that kind of mentality. Another game, 100+ yards, literally 7 catches, 131 yards. And I don't know if it's in here, Dalen. I'm not looking at it exactly that close. George Pickens broke 1,000 receiving yards on only 56 catches so far this year. That's crazy.
And there's still one
That
more
is the
game.
stat. Yes,
There's still a game
I've
left.
seen that same stat.
That is crazy that the fact that because in most cases, receivers that get to 1,000 on average, it obviously varies, but they're
75.
probably around 75 or higher minimum. George Pickens having 20 less than that and still having 1,000 plus having another game left here too. That's a crazy productive season. At the same time, though, as a Steelers fan, I'm sure you're like, why didn't we do this more? Because this guy could have had a crazy season if we actually would have given him an opportunity more than just at the very end with a quarterback that's or third string, you know?
So now he's at 63 receptions, 1,140 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns.
Crazy, dude. That's crazy production by George, which that's not necessarily a great season, honestly, on paper. On paper, it looks like a good season, but we all know he's being way underutilized still. And it's so obvious to see. So, Steelers fans, it makes you happy, but at the same time, it's like, give him the ball. Can we please start feeding George Pickens that ball? Because if I were you, I would want that every day, all day, dude. I mean, he is a damn good receiver.
I mean, they only use him on 2 routes, bro. That's all he runs all
a
game.
streak
You
and
can get him on something else.
yeah,
Dangerous.
I think he's a talented receiver. I mean,
Yeah, and then on the other hand, your boy DK also another great receiver had another great game.
100-yard game.
100-yard game. I think they only had 4 or 5 catches, which that's what DK
Yeah,
does.
but that's the thing. He's right when they needed a big catch, DK gave it to him.
So
Right when it's 3rd and 11, 3rd and 9, they needed to get a first down.
Yeah.
He got them big plays, 20-yarders, 30-yarders.
DK, I gotta come out and say this as well. I gotta eat my words again. I definitely earlier this season I'm ready to call it quits on DK. This guy's a little baby. He's complaining every time. He's costing us 15 yards per drive. I mean, this is complete bullshit. But the one thing I'm saying is, and I realize is DK, I'm sorry, because he's shaped up. He's gotten better in that case, but even looking back, on paper, statistically, DK's, I think this is his 5th or 6th year in the NFL. I think it's his 6th, maybe 5th years, whatever it may be. He's had, in a couple of those years, he's gotten injured. So it's kind of like a, what if season 2, he would have technically had 4 straight seasons with 1,000 yards plus. And I don't think it gets talked about a lot. DK is actually a pretty elite receiver, to be honest with you, from the perspective of this guy's averaging about or over 1,000 yards per season. And a little bit like George Pickens, he doesn't get the 10 plus catches per game. He gets 4 catches and has 120 yards. That's pretty much DK's stat line every single week. And
Yeah,
so
it's so hard to get DK the ball. Just it's the same thing with the Steelers. If they get George Pickens the ball, if they get DK the ball, they're gonna make plays. That's just the type of receivers they are.
Yeah, they're big play receivers for sure, and it shows. They're very good. So I'm happy to still have DK. I'm hoping he wants to stay with us too. I know he signed an extension. I think that's coming up here soon. If it's not end of this year, it's next year. He's out of his 3-year extension that we gave him. So it's definitely something I'm looking to. It's how do we set him up for success? Get a good quarterback that's going to be here long term. I mean, speaking of quarterbacks, this game, Geno played well. I was really happy with how Geno played.
Yeah.
Our team in general, really our defense is what lost us this game. Offensively, we looked really weak there for a little bit too. But
O-line kind of.
I mean, our O-line wasn't the greatest for sure at all.
You have Highsmith and Watt on the other side.
Those two are one of the top duos in the NFL right now. I mean,
Cam Hayward.
Even Cam Hayward. That's a great D line altogether. I mean, when you're talking about great defensive lines, I think it'd probably be the Cowboys because they have a lot of really good edge rushers. I'm thinking about the 49ers for sure. I'm thinking maybe even the Eagles there too. But honestly, Steelers have a great defensive line between some veteran players, an absolute
and they have new
game wrecker in TJ Watt.
Wisconsin boy.
it's a scary team, man, to play. And so I sure didn't. I was not going to this game confidently. I know Trey was all down and out about it. I told you I was not confident. I'm not confident about a single team we play the rest of the season because we have the ability to play down to whatever team we play. We could play the Carolina Panthers. That thing is going to go into double overtime somehow. I promise you. I know you can't even do that, but they do it.
Do you win though?
Also, that something that something I just thought of that could have made the game completely different in the outcome was that fumble by Deontay, but he was out of bounds when he touched it.
Dude, I know that was right away. That was right away in the game too.
And
that
then
was
later in the game, George Pickens got a pass and fumbled it, but then it rolled out of bounds.
Rolled right out of bounds.
Two plays
there definitely was two big plays that would have definitely helped us in that case. But obviously we can't rely just on two plays. I mean, we got to play a better all-around team. Our defense needs help, man. Oh my gosh, does our defense need help? The thing that makes me frustrated though is we have players. It's not like we don't have guys. We have a lot of talent in our defense, I think. We truly don't have a good defense, though, if that makes sense. Good players, not a great. It's kind of like the Chargers. Chargers have a lot of really good players on paper, but they're not a good defense as a team, which is weird to say. But that's kind of how we are at right now. And I think, hopefully we can get it figured out, man. But I'm still on the board, especially after the Washington game and how that went. I want Michael Penix. I don't care if he's going to be a bust or not. I like the idea of a new quarterback coming in, being young, being able to maybe do some stuff here and there. I'm not against drafting a quarterback high this next draft and see what happens. But that's for the future, I should say. But anything else, Dalen? Final thoughts on this game?
No, great game.
Yeah,
like I said, it was a great game.
Yeah, it was
for viewers to watch.
Good way to spend a Sunday afternoon for sure. But hey, let's dive into last game here that we want to talk about, which is going to be the Eagles versus Cardinals, which honestly, I didn't watch a ton. I watched a little bit here and there. I do have some good idea of what obviously took place. The biggest thing I want to talk about, Eagles, not a good time to just absolute shit to bed. I mean, that's what they're doing. They are not finishing this year strong whatsoever. I mean, they're going the opposite direction fast. And honestly, I mean, what is it? Like, what is? I mean,
their offense put up points this week. There are other games that they lost. They weren't putting up points. This week, they still put up points.
Yeah.
Their defense helped too.
I think the one thing is they got a lot of young guys on defense right now. I mean, they lost a lot of their veteran strength last year. I mean, just having Ndamukong Suh and just all those other guys having that presence in the locker room really gave this team a sense of urgency. And when you lose those key veterans, it's hard to stay focused throughout. It's a long season. I mean, everyone's just waiting to get to the playoffs now. I mean, obviously, all these teams, every single team that we've talked about today are more than likely going to make it to the playoffs. So right now it's just like, all right, now we got to get our mindset right for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, defensively, they did not play great. Let's be honest. I mean, there was
a lot of times where I'm like, wow, this does not look like the Eagles' normal defense. They got pushed around quite a bit.
But it's also hard when you lose your defensive coordinator from last year as well. A new guy and an OC lost both of those guys became head coaches. That's something that you don't see very often.
Yeah, but we did this last week. We're in week 17. You have to figure that shit out.
Oh, 100%. But
I mean, they're going through some defensive coordinator,
and sometimes people take longer to understand it. Now, have they gotten by it? Yeah, they're 11-5. So obviously they got something figured out, but it's just
they were 10-1. They were 10-1.
You ain't wrong though, but it's just little shit that they got to figure out.
But I mean, look at the quarterback stats. Like Kyler Murray was 25-31, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He had a great game.
18 at 23, 167 yards, 3 touchdowns. They both were getting their teams touchdowns.
Yeah,
I think defense.
Brandon Graham even came out and said, I mean, we're not worried about the loss. I mean, there's a lot more things to play for, but there's a lot to learn from this game as well. So,
but these guys are the slowest fucking learners ever. They say that every week.
Dude, that is true. Especially that's not a point though. If they want to get somewhere actually and win a Super Bowl, they have to figure it out. They got to put it all together.
You can't just like there's. It's not like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. This ain't no publicity stunt, dude. Like you ain't fooling anybody. Your defense is getting cooked.
Yeah, I would say the one thing with the Eagles, just like from looking at them from like an outside perspective, I think they still have a lot of talent. I mean, like Jason Kelce talks about this all the time on his podcast too, of like, I still think we have a really good team. We have really good players and we have good coaches too, but it's just like, we need to figure it out. I mean, and that's just the way it comes down. And I don't know what does it mean though? What does it mean that you need to figure it out? I know they're going through some like defensive coordinator kind of situations. I mean, they literally pulled one of their defensive coordinators and now threw in Matt Patricia to be the play caller for defense. So it's like, there definitely shows that there's some kind of bad blood or something going on within, internally within the Eagles organization, I think a little bit.
Okay, well, but
from that perspective.
Also, that obviously didn't work, having him called the defensive plays this week, because
True.
the Cardinals scored 4 touchdowns on 4 possessions.
And he plays last week too.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you don't draft the Philadelphia Bulldogs and expect them to pretty much be a dominant defense in the NFL when they're all 1 or 2 year guys out of college. I mean, like, I think you're onto something there. I think Wyatt, you said that, like, they're a very young defense.
Other than Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham's been there for 45 years, but besides him and maybe like Big Play Slay, there's a lot of young guys.
They still have guys that are.
There's old guys there, like older guys. Like you got Kevin Byard from a new team. You got Darius Leonard.
Yeah, that's not D lineman.
Yeah, but the whole D lineman thing
it affects how you play. Like if you've seen something that like, hey, like being in a career in a long time benefits you more because you've seen pretty much everything they have to throw at you. Yeah. These young guys aren't seeing the thing.
You're right. They're throwing at them. They're not running the ball through them. They're throwing at them. They're getting cooked by the older guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some old ass fucking corners and safeties. What'd you expect?
I mean, gosh, I still think they're a good team. It's just I don't know why they're.
I mean, Darius Slay's like 33 years old, still running out here at cornerback.
I mean, last year though, he had a great season to begin with.
Darius Slay had a great season, but damn, bro, he's old.
I know. I mean, you have all the guys that are looking for a ring that just jumped on the squad later this year. I mean, that's why Byard. I mean, they got traded, but like Byard's there probably for that reason. It was a request for him to.
The Eagles are the ones with Julio Jones, right?
Yep, Julio Jones is on that team too.
I think he got a touchdown this week,
bro. That's also
he got 2. He got 2 of them.
Really?
Julio got mauled on this Hail Mary to end the game. Could have been throwing a flag there.
Maybe. It's just I hate to see the Eagles take this big of a nosedive because we were on paper obviously talking about how, wow, they might actually be the best team because they're only getting better. We thought they were weak beginning of the season, and they go, wow, these guys are getting better every single week. And then, bam, week 11 hit, and then it's just another loss. And honestly, it's another reason too, which is kind of the scary part to it. There's a new reason every single week why they lose, and it's not just because the defense sucks or just the offense sucks. Both of them are going through their trials and tribulations right now, and it's tough to see what's going to happen, man. I mean, hopefully they figure it out.
I mean, bottom line, if they want to do something in the playoffs, they have to put everything together. This last week, they have to prove to people that they can make a run in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And then, hey, shout out to Kyler Murray for the Cardinals. He's been able to actually continue, he's been able to actually perform well. I mean, he came back from his ACL tear and everybody's like, he's not the same. He's getting better as the season goes on. The more games he plays, he's playing better. He's doing something different every single time. And I think good for them. I mean, the Cardinals have that big contract with him. I think there's a lot of questions like, what do they do with Kyler? Do they get rid of him? Do they keep him? It's like, well, they just signed him to a massive deal. It's like, what do they do? It's like, I think Kyler Murray is going to be the future still for them. And I think he's proven that he can do it.
Oklahoma quarterbacks are just coming out, like
just balling out, man.
Just being the best.
Shout out to them. But yeah, anything else from this game, guys? Otherwise, like obviously huge win by the Cardinals, huge loss for the Eagles, and that definitely is going to play a factor into the playoff picture, which we'll look at.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals are out of playoffs, right?
Cardinals are out. Yeah, there's no chance. They just ruin. Yeah, they're just ruining
home field advantage
picture
now.
of it.
But yeah. I mean to give the Cardinals that morale to stick with Kyler Murray. He's just proven that he's still a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's definitely still the franchise quarterback for those guys. But
Mhm.
yeah, and those are all the games we had this last week, guys. Overall, like you said, though, Dalen, really, really good week of football for all around. All right, and that brings us to our next segment. Now, unfortunately, Trey is gone. As we said, he's down bad, as they call it, with the sickness, whatever it may be. We do have a fan
Down with the
favorite.
sickness. I got it. I got you. I
Down
get
with
you.
the sickness. He definitely is, remember but not never forgotten, obviously, or whatever it may be. Gone but not forgotten. That's what the saying is.
It'll work.
But hey, let's just get to it, shall we? Because we have a new special guest appearance for this next segment here.
Shout out to Dog of the Week nominee.
Dog of the week nominee.
Dog of the week.
Are they playing
Dog of the Week.
He's my dog of the week.
He'd definitely be a dog of the week.
It doesn't matter. Dog doesn't matter.
I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those times, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah.
Here we go.
You guys want to hear some dogs? We got James Conner, all right? CeeDee Lamb and Jorge Pickens. But I'm not going to say their stats. They had a great week. James Conner running the ball, great. CeeDee Lamb catching the ball a lot, great. We got Jorge Pickens, great. But we have one guy that's going to be MVP. His name's Lamar. And he's going to be the dog of the week, and I'm just going to tell you right now. He only threw for 18 for 21, 321 yards with 5 fucking touchdowns. Give him dog of the week.
Hey, okay.
5 touchdowns.
Okay.
5.
touchdowns, boys.
That is impressive.
It's unanimous,
I
just
like-
like the MVP.
I like
It's
how you.
unanimous.
I like
We'll
how
call
you
it right
ended. I like how you ended right on the beat drop too. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I was like stalling. I'm like, wait, hold on, I gotta hear the beat. I'm like 8.
And-
The only.
yeah. And he's doggy. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I know we didn't obviously hear the stats of the guys. Had great games. I think we already talked about most of them. To be honest with you, that
If anybody wants to
made
hear the
that list.
stats, I can drop the stats. So
Yeah.
but 18 for 21, 321, 5 touchdowns as a quarterback, playing not just like, no offense to the Panthers, but the Panthers. You're playing a playoff team in Miami.
Mhm.
I guess you're not in Miami, but you're playing the team Miami. Like,
Yeah.
the team where the ceiling for points has been blown out. But
Yeah.
if we want to go back to James Conner. James Conner had a great week for a running back. Running backs haven't got the praise that they have this year, but this week was one. And you think, in honorable mention, I'll give it to Najee. There was a few extra running backs that could have been honorable mentions.
26 carries, 128 yards, and a tutty.
Like,
Ooh,
James Conner.
yep. And then CD, we already talked about CD. CD had, what was it, 227 yards?
career high for him in receiving yards.
Damn,
and
Speedy really could have been up there too, man. I mean,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
was
but
up
like,
there,
how
but,
do you?
yeah.
It's like we were together, Zach, or who I don't remember who I was with, and I was like, well, that's obviously going to be dog of the week this week.
I know. Well, I think Trey.
then-
We were talking
then
about
we-
with Trey. We were talking
Yeah.
about with Trey right away, and we're just like, dude, I don't know how this is gonna. Yeah, how this is gonna be topped and stuff. I think he wanted to leave Lamar off of the list, to be honest with you, this week. And we're just like, dude, the guy had 5 touchdowns and 321 yards. I mean, that's
Dude,
a wild.
That tied his career high too. I think he's only had 5 touchdowns one other time.
He was during his
Did
MVP.
he have
season
5?
too.
He had rushing.
Yeah.
There was rushing in there too.
I think he had a that's what I was going to say. Did he have 5 with the rushing in there? That's what I think it was.
That's
was 5
this is
total.
5 passing.
Just 5
And,
passing
hey
was-
guys, he's a running back. He's a running back.
But yeah, hey, I don't think we need to do much more even discussing about it itself. We'll give it up for episode number 17. Dog of the week himself
Lamar's getting
is
paid.
Mr. Lamar
The dog of the
Jackson.
week.
He's getting paid on his contract, but also from us with our check that we'll send the mail to you, Lamar. Congratulations. Second week or second time winning dog of the week, which honestly we haven't repeated much at all. So he might be one of the few people this year that have actually.
When I did dog of the week the first time, he won it.
I think so too. I think you're just biased. I'm just kidding. No, there definitely is
Tell me what you want. Okay, call what you want.
No, I'm all for it this week too. I mean, Lamar having a perfect passer rating plus 5 touchdowns plus 321 yards passing on top of it. Like, if that was any other quarterback, we would have given it to him, even though Lamar's already won it. Like, we don't want to say always want to repeat and stuff, but when guys have that kind of a week, you got to do it. You can't not give him the dog of the week. So congratulations, Lamar. Actually, I think he might be the only, if not maybe one other person that's actually doubled up dog of the week. I think CeeDee Lamb might have another one. He might have multiple. I can't remember else who might have another one too.
Keenan have 2?
He hasn't even gotten one yet. I don't think he's
Keenan
been nominated quite a few times. He's been nominated, I think, a couple times, but he's never won it. So, but yeah, I know Keenan's been one of those guys that's just missed it a couple times. He's been nominated a couple times. I know for a fact CeeDee's been nominated a few times. Lamar might as well, but he definitely has won it twice for sure. So,
but I want to say one more thing.
It's crazy. Pat Mahomes has not crossed this list yet.
And he hasn't had a great season.
Rashid Rice had 5 receptions, 127 yards as a rookie. That was also a baller stat.
Pretty good for him, man. But yeah, hey, that was
Najee Harris put up 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
We've already had too many Steelers on here.
That's true. But hey, that brings us to our last segment after we got done with the dog of the week, obviously, which is going to be our pick'ems. And yeah, we'll see where we're actually ended up for this last week here. I know overall, the previous week, I think we actually did pretty good. Did we talk about that?
Me and Trey had of one.
Maybe it's this week. I honestly thought that I was struggling at one
the last 2 weeks we played good.
Yeah, I think we've been doing pretty darn good overall. So we definitely had a dip, though, where we are all struggling for a minute. It's because nobody was able to win games that they should have won. I mean, it's like, I don't know what you want us to do when you just don't win a game.
Real.
But recapping where everybody's at really quick, guys. Last week we ended with, wow, holy cow. What did you end with, Spence?
I think it was 11.
You had 11? Wow.
11.
So you being 11. At 11, Spence, you were in last. The rest of us tied for first at 12 apiece. So we all got 12 right. Spencer got 11 right. I mean, wow, we were on fire as a group.
2 for 2
with our picks.
2 for 2.
Yeah, technically, Dalen, you've won now twice now in this case. But ending stats we're at right now, we have Wyatt at 140, myself at 131. Trey did miss a couple weeks now, so I think he's within Trey and Dalen. That is now.
I think you guys are 27.
Yeah, you're within 4 or 5 of me, I think. So like at 127 total, right? And then Spencer's at 193 for the year, as always. We still waiting for somebody to count. Still waiting for somebody to count up. Yeah, he's got the 2-time multiplier. He got XP token E-pop, so he's up to 400 at this point.
Oh yeah.
But all right, let's dive into this week's pick'ems, guys. Starting off again on Saturday, we're having these weird Saturday games now.
I kind of like it.
I like it.
I don't mind it either. Honestly, I'd prefer a Saturday game more than a Monday night game, in my opinion. I don't know why.
Well, when's the national championship?
Monday.
Is it Monday?
Yes.
It would make sense probably why it would be. No, honestly, I think
it's always on a Monday.
But think about it. Monday night football, it's good, but I don't want to have to stay up until 11 o'clock on a Monday night to watch a football game. I'm tired. It's the first day of the week. I don't do that.
You didn't watch the semifinal game. Fucker went till fucking midnight.
I didn't watch it. Because it was late. I got a notification on my phone and at like 10:30 p.m. and it goes, it's halftime. Ridiculous. I'm not watching this shit. But all right, well, let's dive into it. Saturday game. We have Steelers versus Ravens. Now, Steelers fans, you have to pick the Steelers because that's who you are. But Ravens, I have to pick the Ravens, unfortunately. I have to pick the Ravens because I know they're going to win the game.
Well, me and Trey, we're gonna go for obviously.
Tell Trey to actually pick this so we don't miss this in our numbers too.
Woo! We're going for the Ravens.
Going Ravens.
To lose.
Oh, he did it. He did it.
You gotta ride with the boys.
You guys got Ravens over there? Yeah. Okay. Rock with Ravens. Trey and Dalen are rocking with the Steelers.
Is Lamar playing?
No.
You guys are still going with the Ravens?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At defense, bro. Lamar might not be playing, but the rest of the team is still there, in my opinion.
All right,
So I think they're still going to play.
All right.
Texans versus Colts, a very evenly matched up game, in my opinion. I think this could go either way, to be honest with you.
Where's it at?
It is in Indianapolis. It's in Lucas Oil. I've been riding with the Colts all season long. Give me the Colts in this case.
Colts just lost last week. They're going to lose this week again.
Not
never
so
know.
fast.
Texans.
Right on, Dalen.
Texans.
Give me
are-
the Texans,
baby.
Well,
After
you
what they
guys-
did to the Titans, just absolutely dismantle them. Give me
Well,
them
shout out to you
Texans.
guys. You're gonna be. I'm gonna go +1 on you because of
Are you
that.
sure about that?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty confident. Sunday at 12 p.m. we have the Falcons versus Saints in New Orleans. Who do you guys got?
Give me New Orleans.
I do too.
It's in New Orleans?
Yes, it
Who are
is
they
in the
playing?
Falcons. It is a divisional
Taylor
rival.
Heineke?
So
They
keep in
probably-
mind. Keep in
They
mind,
can't beat 'em.
divisional
They can't
games.
beat the
You
Falcons.
can't
It might
pick
be
any
Desmond.
one or the other.
I think it might be Desmond.
You can't beat the Falcons.
That's true.
What do you mean we
I'm-
can't beat them? We beat them
Right.
every single
That's
year
what
except
you
for
said. You
one
said-
game this year.
You just said that.
I'm going Saints.
But I'm still taking the Saints. I'm just saying. You said they
Still
can't
picking
beat
the Saints, but screw you.
No, I said we lost. We can't lose to the Falcons. I hate losing to the Falcons. We lost them one time in like
Okay.
3 years.
I will admit, as of right now, everyone is betting the Falcons plus 3.5.
Good.
It's just 'cause
Everyone
it's a
loves an
good-
underdog.
I think it's just because it's a good.
It's probably because it's just plus 3.5.
Well, yeah, and they just think that the Falcons could win the game.
Yeah.
No one
Gives
no
them
one
the best
thinks that.
odds. All right.
That's 4. Everyone said Saints.
I think so. Yeah. We now have Browns and Bengals, another divisional rivalry, which again, you can never really count out
Jeff
one or the other.
Driscoll is
I'm
playing.
definitely going to count out the Bengals though. I will be picking the Browns in this case.
The Browns are going to be the
Dude,
Browns.
Browns, I don't know
I'm
if they still
taking
have
the
it. I don't think
Browns.
they do. No, they definitely don't anymore, but they still
Jeff
had it
Driscoll is starting.
for the Browns.
Does anyone know who Jeff Driscoll is?
I'm sure you do. Mr.
I do.
College over here.
Yeah, didn't he used to be a Texans quarterback?
He was down there for a little bit. Yes, Dalen. He's not good.
Wait, why is he starting?
I don't ask me why, but
Wait, Jeff Driscoll?
Joe Flacco's not?
Isn't
No,
what happened to Joe?
Joe is not starting. They're sitting him.
Because
Wow.
did they already win? Or they
Yeah.
already made playoffs or what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they're already the
definitely
fifth
they've won that.
seed.
division
Okay,
pretty
then
easily.
I'm still gonna go with the Browns.
I'm
But
still
yeah,
going
that-
Browns
I
too.
feel like that's the toss up then.
I'm gonna go Bengals.
Okay.
That might be the
I'm
game.
going Bengals too.
Wait, Jeff Driscoll, isn't that their bad guy in RDR two? Just kidding.
It's funny though.
Yeah. Isn't there a guy in that game with Driscoll's the last name? I'm pretty sure.
Is it in Cleveland?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's in
Cincinnati.
Cincy.
I might need it.
I'm going Bengals.
I might have to take the Bengals now. Wyatt scared me with this Driscoll guy.
I'm going for Jeff. Give me Jeff.
Because Browning's
now we're all
Browning's
freaking
been playing. Browning's been playing for 5 weeks.
I've been watching this guy ever since college. There it is. All right, well, give me Browns. You guys are going Cincy.
Yeah.
All right. I guess it's just me riding with Jeff. I have to go up and above and beyond against Wyatt if I want to win this year. So I have to get all of these ones opposite of him if I want to make it another stretch here. Jaguars versus Titans. Give me the Jags. Are they playing Trevor Lawrence or no? Because he didn't play last week.
I mean, CJ Beathard obviously proved that he doesn't need to play. But
What?
actually, hold up.
Prove that Trevor Lawrence doesn't need to play.
No, Trevor Lawrence will probably play.
I think
Hey,
he probably
don't
needs
mind-
to.
sorry.
He probably needs to
Yes.
play. I would assume.
So if they lose and Texans win, they'll jump ahead of them.
Gotcha.
I got the Jags.
Me too.
I think Jags will win, but I'm going Titans.
Oh, okay. That helps me because if they win, I get to move up again.
fine.
Spence, you going the same way or no?
I'm going Jags.
Okay. Vikings versus Lions. I think Lions are gonna get the win. It's a divisional rival. You never know, but Vikings really got their ass handed to them last week against the Packers. I mean, that looked brutal. That team is falling apart at the seams right now. The Vikings, that is.
Packers played great though.
Packers look great. No, Packers did look really good. What's that?
I think it's Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Two Gloves. They need something. They need somebody at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions too. I think.
Yeah, me too. Cool. Jets versus Patriots.
What did Spencer White say?
I've been riding with the Lions all year, dude.
I think they said Lions too.
I'm going Lions, but is Goff playing? I asked.
I think it's Teddy Two Gloves.
Oh, I don't know.
Why?
Teddy Two Gloves is playing.
Bridgewater's their backup? I didn't even know that.
Number 50.
I think he changed his number, but he was number 50 at one point, which would have been so cool to see a quarterback come out at number 50. That would have been so cool. You going Lions though? You said, or are you still waiting to choose?
Yeah, Lions. But yes, confirmed Browns. Jeff Driscoll starting.
Nice. Well, we have Jets and Patriots here. I really want to pick the Patriots for some reason, even though they
I'm picking the Jets.
It really would only hurt them if they win, but Bailey Zappi's been having that team firing for some reason. It doesn't make any sense. He goes through too many ups and downs. This is a really good defense in the Jets too, so it's like,
did they win last week? Did the Patriots win last week?
They almost won. They got close. It was 21-28 though. They were winning at one point, I'm pretty sure, or at least close to it. So they made it competitive against a scary Bills team. They're fighting for no reason at all. That's why I want to go to the Patriots. Give me the Patriots. They have no reason to win this game. They really shouldn't win this game if they were a Patriots fan.
Just defense is going to smother him.
You're making me. Yeah, I'm second guessing because there should be zero motivation. Motivation should be had for the Patriots to win.
That's why I think you should take the Patriots, Zach.
It makes no sense for them to. They're only going to hurt themselves.
I heard a
by winning.
scenario that they might trade somewhere to get Justin Fields.
Everyone currently is trading.
Not give up this pick, but not give up this pick and then take Marvin Harrison because they'll be like the third pick or.
Which they need a quarterback first before they even need another weapon. And that's why it's like, I think Marvin Harrison would be a great fit for them, to be honest with you, but they need a quarterback. You know what I mean? They need somebody
they're going to trade, but not trade this pick.
I think the Bears might rock with them. These guys hear those fans, the Chicago fans?
I've been saying it.
Someone, they asked, who did they ask? They asked someone on the Bears, DJ Moore. Apparently DJ Moore and Justin Fields are close with Marvin Harrison, they were saying.
Dude, so I think if anything, it only crowds the area because I think DJ Moore is definitely a receiver one. I mean, he's a dog. Like, don't get me wrong. I would hate to see, even though Marvin Harrison's going to be a generational talent, I don't want them to now all of a sudden waste what they got from Carolina. And
I don't think it's wasting. It's just adding a great number two to complement them.
I mean, there's so many teams with two really good receivers that are.
I know, but like, gosh, I feel like I'm only saying it because JSN. I think
it only helped. I think it only helped DJ more.
That's true.
I think so too.
You're not wrong. No, I think so.
Take a safety away. Woo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
DJ Moore's running free down the middle of the field.
I mean, it would be scary as hell to know that you have DJ Moore to contest. Oh, but you also have Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, on the opposite side, 1-on-1 on a small ass corner. Yeah, okay.
That's true. I'm gun shy because we definitely underused JSN this year, and I think he had a lot more. He still has a lot more potential to get to go. I mean, Jason's a dog.
Well, that's because they got
three. We got three guys.
They got three.
Yeah.
Give me the Jets.
Give me the Jets too.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets.
Yep.
All right. You got me. You changed it over. Bucks versus Carolina Panthers. Give me the Bucks. There's no shot the Panthers win, but you never know, I guess.
Yeah, give me the Bucks. That's a must win for them.
There you go. Now this next one, I'm going to pick Bears versus Packers. It's in Lambeau. I'm going Bears though because I need the Bears to win. I need the Seahawks to win them and make the playoffs. So we need the Packers to lose and us to win for us to make the playoffs.
Well, then get me the Packers.
Thank you.
Back
so much.
Zach, I want to join you on this, by the way.
Actually, no.
The Bears?
Actually, the Bears have been They played good last week, didn't they?
I really
Even
wanted
though
Jackson
the
to win
Packers,
this one.
the Packers are part owner of the Bears organization. Yes, Aaron Rodgers
Well,
specifically is a part
Aaron Rodgers
owner.
ain't there no more.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. They
Oh,
still beat the
Bears.
guys last
I'm rocking
year.
with Zach here. I like the Bears here.
Give me the
Good.
Bears.
Going in the
Go
Lambeau.
Pack, go.
Nah, I'm
I
going
think-
Packers. I can't. I gotta-
Okay, well, we had it there for a second.
He'll hit. Don't worry. After we hit end,
He'll change it
go-
anyways when they get off. All right, let's do
That's a must
Cowboys.
win for the Packers.
Cowboys
obviously.
versus Commanders. Is Dak playing?
I don't give a fuck. I'm still rocking Commanders because obviously we like to win on the last game of the year.
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Cowboys.
There's a part of me that wanted to say maybe Commanders just because I feel like the Commanders are gonna play the Bears tough. I don't know why. I don't know. Or
No
the-
one's-
the-
no one's thinking
Cowboys.
that.
We don't play the
Hey,
Cowboys.
no one's thinking that.
sorry, the Cowboys. The Cowboys tough. What'd you say?
No one's thinking that, dude.
I'm thinking that. Is Dak playing or no? That's a serious
believe
question.
so.
Is he playing? Like
Ben
nothing's changing there?
DiNucci.
Benvenuti. Boom. All right. Broncos versus Raiders. Whew.
Raider down.
Give me the Raiders just because Broncos are up in turmoil since they benched their quarterback that's averaging about 100 rating passer rating and has 26 touchdowns to only like 8
Oh, yeah, talking
interceptions.
about
and
the Raiders,
had a great season and now he's benched.
Spencer didn't even shout out my boy Devontae Adams. He had 13 receptions, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a damn good
Devontae. Shout out Devontae, man.
So you want him over Lamar?
No.
Over James Conner, maybe. Yeah.
I was just saying he's in there.
Well, dude, all I've been hearing about is Steelers dog of the week, so I threw a pass Steeler in there, and now I'm still getting reamed at. Can't win here. Can't win.
Give me the Raiders in this one.
I think the Raiders also.
Raiders.
Nice.
Raiders.
Chiefs versus Chargers. Give me the Chiefs. It's probably going to be a close game for no reason at all, but you never know. I mean, Chiefs have been
Should be a
struggling.
blowout.
Should be, but Chiefs have been really struggling for
I
some
just
reason.
spelled Chiefs as Chris.
Hell yeah.
After that New Year's kiss,
There it is.
Travis Scott, I mean, he's going to be fired up.
It's true. It's true.
What?
Yeah, give me the Chiefs. You guys good on that one too, Chiefs?
Yeah.
All right. Rams versus 49ers. Give me the 49ers. I am not surprised if the Rams somehow make this a game. And
Sam Darnold
almost
start-
beat them.
Is this Sunday night or Monday night?
Sam Darnold starting.
This is
Sunday
Sunday
afternoon.
afternoon.
So
I saw
I
Sam
believe-
Darnold was
Wait,
starting.
no.
to your
day
point, I
for
believe
Sunday
Dak's playing
afternoon.
because if they lose, then the Eagles obviously move up. So like
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
mean-
Dak's gonna play and Jalen Hurts will play.
Nice.
What?
Well, we're talking about the Rams and 49ers, so
No, I just wanted to further on the point on who started.
Ben DiNucci.
Wait, actually,
I mean, if it's not
the
Brock
Rams.
Purdy, and if there's somebody sitting else, I mean, like,
I'm taking
there
Rams
might
because
be a case because the Rams are only
Trey
fighting.
Lance, baby. Trey Lance season.
he's on the Cowboys, bro.
Fuck me.
It's Sam Darnold.
Sam
If
Darnold.
any-
That's what I meant.
Maybe
I'm
Sam
taking the
Darnold.
Rams. I'm taking the Rams.
I believe it might be Sam Darnold because they already clinched.
I'm taking the Rams because I feel like they're gonna sit some of their like more than just Brock.
I
Purdy.
think they will too. I feel like they'll sit somebody else too. I feel like if anybody, they might say Christian McCaffrey. I would. There's no point.
Yeah,
for
I'm
him
Rams
to
as well.
get it.
CMC probably wouldn't
Me
let
too.
him.
Me too. That's true, but I really don't think CMC should
He
be
had a
playing.
calf injury last game.
He
left in the
should
third
not. He
quarter,
should
so
not
he
be
probably
playing this
won't
last
play.
game, in my opinion.
Fred won't.
Hey, give me Rams.
2 weeks off.
They don't have the regular starting quarterback. They don't have Christian McCaffrey. I mean, that's Christian McCaffrey definitely is a deal breaker for me. I think, and I don't
Yeah.
think it makes sense for him to play.
This
Give
is
me
a
the
must
Rams,
win
too.
for the Rams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
give me the
must win
Rams.
for Rams.
It'd be huge for Rams to get the win against them for sure. Eagles versus Giants. Give me the Eagles, but I could see the Giants making this a game and winning this thing, man.
Tyrod Taylor. Give me the Eagles.
I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Yeah.
Timer. All right, sounds good. Seahawks versus Cardinals. I'm picking Seahawks just because I have to, but I really am not confident in this game either.
I got
I'm gonna
Seahawks.
Hey.
I like Seahawks, bro.
Nice.
They
Well,
stayed last week.
go Hawks. And then this last game, which is the Sunday night game, will be a really good game, I think, too. Bills versus the Dolphins. Now, the unique thing about this game, this is a crazy stat.
Where's it at?
If it's in Miami, if the Bills win, they go up to the 2 seed. If the Bills lose, I don't know if it's a guarantee or not, but there's a good chance it is. They're out of the playoffs. They're either a 2 seed or you're not in the playoffs whatsoever is where they're at right now, which is crazy to think about.
That's wild. Actually.
Yeah. They're
Give
either
me
a
the
2
Fins.
seed
Give me
or
the
they're out of the
Bills.
playoffs.
Holy cow! Give me the.
Give me the
Bills.
fucking Fins. 43.
No, give me the Bills.
Give me
and
the
I'm
Fins
saying
4D.
and I'm saying 35.
Of course you are.
You picked 43. Wow. What are you talking about?
Oh, I have to say a score.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to say a score for the
Is it
tiebreaker.
a
Which,
total?
if Trey's not filling this out, then you guys are just furthering.
Is it a total?
Yeah, total points between the two teams, if in case there's a tiebreaker.
Wow, that's kind of a backhand compliment right there.
What?
What Zach said.
What did I say?
He said if Trey's not filling this out, then it doesn't really matter.
Give me 59.
Well, I'm saying because if he doesn't fill this out, then we don't have anything on paper again, and now we have to.
Oh,
say
that's
like
what
he just
okay.
he just skips
Yeah.
another week, and he's behind
I
further.
thought you meant like Dalen's picks.
No,
are just
no,
like,
no.
shit.
No.
Like,
Trey has
oh,
to.
whoa,
Trey has
yeah.
to fill out. Trey has to fill out what Dalen's saying is what I'm saying. Otherwise, it's again, it's
59.
another
We're
thing we have to
talking
worry
about
about.
nonsense right now.
What's that?
Move on.
All right. Well, here we are. End of the show then already. Thank you guys all for watching. As always, we do have a lot of different socials, I should say, out there. We do have a Twitter/X account now. We do have an Instagram account. Go ahead and check those out. We have our TikTok as always. Everything is Turf Talk 605. Is the handles there for all of those. But yeah,
Trying
guys,
to grow everything. So
yeah, we're trying to grow everything, and we are growing. Slowly but surely, we're making it, and we want to make it better for you guys. And hey, new year of us, new year of Turf Talks itself. We're definitely not just going to be. I think the season over with. We'll definitely have some more content coming out your guys' way here too, as well. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and everything like that. Let us know in the comment section below. What should we let them know, guys? What should you let us know in the comments below? What should we say?
Your New Year's resolution.
Hey, your New Year's resolution. We didn't talk about that. Anybody have anybody have one this year?
I don't do them.
Mine,
yours, Zach?
I don't do it either. My big thing is like this is so dumb and so like not important. But I would say like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be a lifestyle change. It's not just a year change. Just be healthier. Be healthier. Do some different stuff. I do like a fast. So I do that. I'm gonna change that a little bit, and then I'm going to try to eat healthier. And that's the
Good
plan
for
this
you.
year.
Good
What
for
about you?
Wyatt?
What?
What?
I mean,
What about you?
Drink more Coors Light.
Well, yes and no at the same time. Like, obviously, you gotta try and be healthier. But like, I mean,
It's hard to make any promises when this summer is going to be wild.
this summer,
What about you?
the amount of tournaments I'm gonna go to this summer.
But I don't do resolutions.
What do you want to make yourself? Why can't I figure you out?
What are you talking about?
Dylan, you're tricky. I can't get you. To
He's trying to point at him.
what are you trying to do? What are you gonna do better this year?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's already
I'm already
perfect, dude. Now that's the kind of self-confidence I'm looking for after this year of eating healthier. I'm already perfect. Well, yeah, let's tell you what your New Year's resolution is in the comments below, guys. Appreciate you guys all for watching as always. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. And peace.